right, hello, all of you wonderful, wonderful people. It is your boy Ryan Lion, and joining me today is Loople, the man himself,
What's
looking
up?
sexy. Loople, how are you doing today, man?
I'm vibing, dude. I mean, sure, my sleep schedule kind of got ruined because of work, but
Understandable. I've also had a pretty weak sleep schedule these past couple of days. It's been a little bit iffy, but that is all right because you know what makes everything a lot better? Hearing us talk about the Mythic Rewind and
yes.
going back and looking at week number 4. So all you guys get ready, get tucked in, and we're gonna go over some stuff, and we're gonna jump right into it here. We are gonna go ahead and start off with Division 1, Week 4. These are the standings here for the Dream Shatter series. This is Division 1 for Dream Shatter. This is our higher ELO league. Meanwhile, keep this in mind as well that this is the final week of the regular season, and playoffs for Dream Shatters is going to start next week. So,
Yeah.
after this week, it's going to be it. This is the final week. And then next week will be the playoffs, and it's going to be the top three divisions from top three teams from Division 1 and Division 2 here are going to be the ones that make it into the playoffs. So with that being said, in first place we have here for Division 1 of Dream Shatter Pillars with 10 points. Glacial Carnage in second place with 6 points. DePaul University with 4 points, tied with CB Starlight also with 4 points. And then Play Void Bunnies, pretty rough, but that's okay because we kind of expected this with the team.
Yeah.
0 points currently, leading here into week number 5. And
I still
I
gotta
kind of
give
hope.
I
Oh,
still
yeah,
gotta
go
give
ahead.
mad respect to Play Void Bunnies. An SBS team hopping into the DSS. I mean,
Absolutely.
sure they are veterans, but like, damn. They
At,
are they literally like, you know what? I want to sit at the adults table. Sit
exactly. And
down, son.
this is what happens. I mean, I also admire them for, just jumping into things, doing everything here as well. It takes a lot of guts. And, like we said, it's going to be the top 3 teams. I know that they probably had low expectations coming into here, knowing that these teams are, very high caliber players. But that's all right. Definitely can't complain. They've showed up. They did exactly what they needed to, and they tried at the very least. That's all you can really ask for. You know what
Yeah,
I
no.
mean? So, that is the Division 1 for our Dream Shatter series. Let's gonna go ahead. We're gonna hop into Division 2, break that down for you all as well. For Division 2 of the Dream Shatter, we have Knights of Ishtar in first place with 9 points. The Dark Side Project in second place with 8 points. Embry Riddle's Eagles with 3 points. Tied for third as well, we have Mind Goblins with 3 points. And then F8 is our newest team to go ahead and join in the middle of the split here, is going to be with 1 point leading into the final week. So, lots of, once again, interesting looks. The top 3 teams. That third place for both sides is going to be like determined this week. Like that's it. There are no ifs, ands, or buts. And in the in case there is kind of like a tie, we'll just have them go ahead and play a random game versus each other, find out who wins. I believe that's how the rules are supposed to go, if I'm not mistaken. But I like these top 3 teams from both sides here, and I'll go ahead and go back over the top 3 from the first one as well. So just looking at Division 1 and Division 2. So keep in mind you're looking at Division 2. Pillars with 10 points, Glacial Carnage with 6 points, and DePaul University or CB Starlight with 4 points each for that third place lock-in. Now looking at Division 2 Loophole, you have 9 points for Knights of Ishtar, 8 for the Dark Side Project, and then once again, that tie between Embry Riddle and Mind Goblins. Who are you giving into the third week here? That third place spot will start with Division 1.
Well, okay. For that third place division, if I mean, if I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, I'm looking at the upcoming matches.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Somebody's getting a bye week. I know that for sure, and it looks like it's going to be Pillars. So
Right.
Pillars doesn't have to play at all.
No,
So
they're
we
good.
don't
They're
have to
locked
worry
in
about.
first
They're
place.
locked in first place, so we don't really have to worry about that. Um,
Absolutely.
uh, for Glacial Carnage, unfortunately, as much as I would love to be optimistic, I believe that they will be second place. Because they will still get. I honestly believe they'll probably be getting 3 points this week. Um, but
Okay.
as for those two, CB Starlight and DePaul University, they have to face each other this week.
Yes.
They have to face each other this week. So this is make it or break it for them.
That's gonna be
So
interesting.
and I don't know. We've seen. I think you've casted DePaul University.
I have.
And how strong do they look? I only saw brief glimpses because I was a bit busy this past week. I was with in-laws.
They did a phenomenal job this past week. I'm not going to lie. Who did they verse this past week? Let me go ahead and bring that back up. It was
They
Pillars,
yeah,
actually. And Pillars, as you can clearly tell here, they did win the series overall, but they did a 2-1. So they got one game off of Pillars, the number one team in this division. That's kind
yes.
of unreal. I'm not gonna lie. And so with that being said, CB Starlight, they really have to buckle down. They cannot go into this easy thinking going, all right, well, we're both tied for third. This should be easy. We both only have 4 points. It's like, no, that's not the case at all. I definitely think DePaul University is going to put up a very, very good fight against CB Starlight. I would like to see a game three, of course. But we'll get
I
into
think we
predictions into a little bit
I,
here
I think
as
I think
well.
though, since you're asking me who the third place was going to be,
Hmm.
since you're speaking very highly of DePaul, I will say DePaul. The
Okay,
only reason why is because I haven't seen CB Starlight as well. But
that's
since
true.
you have seen visually DePaul University go head to head with the top team that we have in their division and still get a
Absolutely.
point off on and still get a game off of them, that is
Right.
still impressive. So
That
I
is
will give it
true.
to
And
DePaul.
CB Starlight, they have 4 points, so they've obviously
Yeah.
have gone around and done things as well. They versed Glacial Carnage the week prior, so that was a little bit interesting. It's really going to be a very good matchup here. I'm looking forward to it, and I cannot wait to see what both teams come out as, for third and fourth place here for the DSS. And
Yes.
for Division Two, Embry Riddle Eagle and Mind Goblins. Um, that one's a difficult one. I'm not gonna lie. They've had a pretty rough time starting off in the DSS over these last couple of weeks. Dark Side Project with 8 points, Knights of Ishtar with 9 points. They can still switch between the first and second seed, but they're pretty
Yes.
much locked in for first and second seed no matter what order they go in. Embry
Yeah.
Riddle's
And
Eagles and Mind Goblins. That one's gonna be difficult, and
well,
I can't wait to see that
here's
matchup.
a funny thing for you. Embry Riddle has a free week this week. They have a
Oh,
bye.
that's right.
They have a bye.
Okay, that is
And
very true.
but here's where I can twist your I'm gonna curl your beard really quick. Give me a
Ooh,
second.
do it, do it.
F8, if they 2-0, they can snatch third place. They can probably still snatch third place
That
right
is
from
true.
underneath somebody's nose.
That is 100% facts because a 2-0 is going to give you 3 points, and
Oh no
with
no
the one
no.
point that they already have, that would put them in four.
What does
Embry
a bye
Riddle's
give
Eagles,
somebody? What does a bye give
0.
somebody? Oh they can really snatch it out from they can really snatch it from Embry Riddle.
They could. That
They
is
could
that
snatch it.
is a possibility.
They can snatch it. This is just a maybe. This is
It.
literally a maybe because it's one of those things where if they don't if Mind Goblins doesn't, push down, even Mind Goblins can snatch it from Emery Roto. Like this whole game, this upcoming game is going to basically make or break. Hey, Embry Riddle, guess what? You're in it. No, you're not in it.
Yep.
Like legitimately.
Embry Riddle just has to at least win one game, and F8 has to 2-0. Either Mind Goblins has to win one. No. Mind Goblins is versing F8, so never
Yeah.
mind. F8 has to 2-0 in order to make it into playoffs.
Yes.
And Embry Riddle has to at least win one, a minimum of one. Or no, they can't. You said they had a
They have
bye
a
week.
bye. They have a bye week.
Oh
So
my
literally,
god.
Mind Goblins has to win one game off of F8, and they're in the playoffs. If
That's that's
F8
crazy.
2-0s, then they're in the playoffs. Like a lot of pressures on F8, but everything, Embry Riddle has to pray like for somehow, some way that they just like that. I don't know. Like they can't make it to playoffs. They're done. Their games are
Unless,
done.
yeah, it's very true. Well, we're gonna have to see here, with the upcoming matches this week and see what actually happens from here. So let's go ahead. We're gonna get into the matches starting with Division One of the DSS here. It's gonna be the Play Void Bunnies versus Glacial Carnage, and then CB Starlight versus DePaul University, just like we had mentioned here. So, starting from the top, Play Void Bunny versus Glacial Carnage. Who are you going with, Loople?
All right. So I was optimistic last time. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to literally. I'm sorry, Monet. I know you're probably watching this stream. I'm gonna have to say Glacial Carnage because Glacial Carnage has been putting out a lot of like they've been putting out some stuff like, and
They have.
I really respect it.
I
Um,
agree.
so that being said, I really can't wait to see. Um, but if if Playboy Bunnies can get one game off of them, I'm
Mm,
happy. I'm happy.
that's
So two
that's
one,
true.
two
All
one.
right.
That's what I'm saying. Glacial Carnage.
Okay. And for CB and DePaul.
We're going to game three for that one. They're going to game three for that. They're like either they push, they make or break that one. But I'm
Yeah.
going, like I said earlier, I think I'm going to give it to DePaul. I'm going to
Okay.
have to give it to DePaul. 2-1 DePaul.
Okay, so you're thinking top three teams in Division One are going to be Pillars, Glacial, and DePaul University
Yes.
as the three contending ones making in the playoffs here. Okay, understandable. I'm gonna have to agree with you in terms of the first lineup when you said Glacial Carnage over Play Void. Glacial is just built different. Absolutely,
Yes.
since the beginning of this entire split, they have been absolutely dominating. They have 6 points. Pillars is also luckily they have the bye week coming into the last one here because they could have really ruined some chances here for other individuals, but they have the bye week, so they're not
Hmm.
playing this week. And Glacial Carnage, they have the opportunity to go ahead and 2-0, move up to that 9 point spot, still lock in their
Yeah.
Division 2 or Seed 2. So I definitely will agree with you. I'm going to go with 2-0, though, over Playvoid Bunnies. Not that I don't think Playvoid couldn't, because they have 0 points right now. I can only go
Yeah, I
based off
know.
of
I did.
statistics.
I'm not being that great
I know.
optimistic. I'm being optimistic enough.
No, yeah, I understand completely. And CB Starlight versus DePaul University. I mean, you went with DePaul, so I'm gonna go
Yes.
2-1 CB Starlight in this match. We're gonna
Okay.
even
All
up
right.
the. We're gonna round out the standings here.
All right. I'm with it.
CB definitely can do it. I mean, both teams can. They're both tied here for third place. So either one of them are really gonna have to step up, either 2-0 or 2-1, and that's gonna go ahead and lock them in for that third place seed for playoffs here. But we're never gonna know until we watch it this week. So it's going to
Yes.
be a very good game, and we'll get into the schedules later on after we do this as
Yes.
well. But let us know who you all think. Definitely tune into these games. They're gonna be bangers. Obviously, it's going to be the last. This is the last normal season game before playoffs begin next week for just the Dream Shatter. This is our higher Elo league, not our Stridebreaker series, which is our lower Elo league.
Hmm.
Meaning, with that as well, I'm actually going to be jumping right into that real quick. So, for the Stride Breaker, let me go ahead and adjust
Oh wait,
that. There we go.
you're gonna jump Division
Oh, I'm
2?
sorry. Division 2. You are absolutely correct on that one. Let
Sorry
me go
guys.
ahead. No, no, yeah, that was my
I
fault.
keep
Let me
I keep Riley on his toes.
absolutely all day long. And for Division 2, this is once again for our Dream Shatter League. My apologies. This is going to be F8 versus Mind Goblins, and then it's going to be Knights of Ishtar versus the Dark Side, or I'm sorry, the Dark Project. So let's go ahead. We're going to start from the bottom. The two top teams here: Knights of Ishtar versus the Dark Project. Who were you going to be going with, Loople, on that one?
I want. I know we watched Knights of Ishtar last week.
We have,
Okay,
yes,
we did, and they gave a phenomenal game.
they did.
And the Dark Side Project, from what I've heard, I think you watched a couple of their games.
They're
They did
second
very
seed,
well. Also,
so
they're second seed, so they're not slacking on anything. They're
they're
not
doing
slacking on
work. They're
anything.
doing work.
So that being said, again, I think it might go to a game 3,
Okay.
but I don't think. I think honestly, Knights of Ishtar is built a bit different than Darkside,
Okay.
the Dark Project. The reason being is because I think that they scout a bit better. They have a nice scouting that they've shown us that they have looked into other teams. I know that
Right.
some people probably say jokingly during the interviews that, oh no, we haven't, da 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 da. But no, they probably really have.
Right.
So
It
I'm gonna give it to Knights.
okay. No, I definitely would agree with that sentiment. I'm gonna go with Knights of Ishtar as well, 2-1 over the Dark Project. And now the wild card game. F8 versus
Yes.
Mime Goblins. Who do you
Okay.
want for that one? Not
We
want,
have
who do you think?
who do I think? Okay, so F8, I know that they are a late addition. We haven't seen anything of them. This is
That's
their
true.
literally their first and last game if they make or break it.
That's
This is
very
their first
true.
game because last week they didn't play.
Valid.
Okay.
They haven't played at all.
But they haven't played at all. But the thing is that they like some people like this, like we don't know. It's a wild, like you said, it's a wild card. So I'm gonna go optimistic here. I'm really going optimistic. I know that we've seen Mind Goblins, but I want to say 2-0 F8.
Ooh, that would definitely turn this
Swoops it. That
everything on
swoops
its
it.
head.
Everything underneath, like from underneath everybody.
It would. It would change everything. I mean, in terms of the standings, like just being able to hop right above Embry Riddle, being able to hop right above Mind Goblins. Embry Riddle has a bye week, so that kind of is unfortunate for them. I would also like to see the 2-0 coming in from F8 over Mind Goblins because I want to see F8 in the playoffs just for
Yeah.
a Cinderella story esque type deal. That's it.
I'm
And
with it.
I would love to see that come from F8. That would be absolutely amazing to see. And I really hope that they're able to go ahead and pull that off. That is going to be on, I believe, Sunday, correct? No, that's
Saturday or
Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh, no, 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 it's Sunday. I was right. It was
Oh, Sunday.
Sunday.
Okay.
That's our Sunday matchup. So,
Oh
once
yeah.
again, we'll get into that in just a little bit. But, yes, we will be seeing that this week as well. So, once again, tune in. This is the final week for the Dream Shatter series before we hop into the playoffs here. And as you can clearly tell, a lot is going to, fall on the line here for these final games for a couple of these teams. Third place is still not definite for either division yet, Division 1 or 2. First and second seed definitely locked in. Knights of Ishtar and the Dark Side Project come in for Division 2 here. And for Division 1, it was Pillars and Glacial Carnage. So both very comfortable, both very easy to just sit there and make it. They've made it into playoffs. But Division or third seed, that's where we're going to see a lot of the action. And with that being said, though, we're going to go ahead and hop right into our Stridebreaker series. This is our lower ELO
Yeah.
league. This is where we have a lot more teams and a lot more breakdown for all of you. So let's go ahead, pop this bad boy onto the screen here. And these are going to be the standings for the divisions. Sorry. So we have here in the top part, we have Insomnia Ouroboros with 12 points. Turnips Tots in second place with 10 points. Mythic
Dang.
sitting on wards with 8 points. Ah Goat with 4 points in fourth place. Fourth place as well, tied with them. Mythic Pref No Leash with 4 points. Needlessly Large Rods with 3 points. Relinquished Renegades with 3 points. And then 8th place with 100 thumbs. So
Okay.
definitely not what I expected for this split for some of these teams. Some of them are veteran teams as well. I just didn't expect to see some of these standings the way that they are. I thought Relinquished Renegades might be a little bit higher up. Insomnia Ouroboros just absolutely coming in and destroying
Yeah.
Division 1. I mean, just
This
as
is
you can clearly
insane.
tell, 2-0 for last week, getting them up to the 12-point marker here. And same thing with Turnip Tops. They're right behind them on their heels with 10 points. Also 2-0ing, and it was definitely a very interesting week number 4. That's for certain. As you can tell, it was a 1-1 situation between Pref No Leash and 100 Thumbs due to a ruling that the execs had to go ahead and make here, and it was not the best situation, but we made the most out of it. And
Yeah.
just looking at the divisions here, or Division 1, the standings. I mean, is there anything that surprises you or jumps out at you?
I'm surprised sitting on wards is not higher.
Really?
I
I mean,
know they're third
okay,
place. I know they're third place, but
okay,
I was expecting them to at least be second.
okay.
And I know Turnips Tots, they're also another team that we expected. But Insomnia Ouroboros, is that one of our veterans? That has a couple of our veterans, doesn't it?
Insomnia Ouroboros, I think, is a completely off-server team, if I'm not
Exactly
mistaken.
my point. Like these guys are like Turnips Tots and Mythic sitting on wards. They're veterans.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
I
they are veterans, correct.
they are veterans. But Insomnia Ouroboros, like these are new, this is new blood. This is all new blood.
Yeah,
So I was expecting them to be a bit higher. As for Relinquished Renegades, I think they had a bit of a slow start.
right.
Or like I
No,
think RR had a bit of a slow start,
yeah,
but hopefully they have what? They have 3 more. They have 2 more weeks after this week. So after this week, there's 2 more weeks.
correct.
Okay, they have 2 more weeks, and honestly, I think if they start getting that ball rolling finally, we can probably see them catch up to fourth place. Probably
Okay,
making sure they secure that last spot. But
that's true.
everything else that I've basically seen so far of both most of these teams, like Needlessly Large Rod, I haven't watched yet. 100
Hmm.
Thumbs, haven't watched yet. Like I said, I was busy. Probably these are teams that we streamed this week, but in-laws were in town. Um, but a lot of these teams, I would like to see more often because I honestly think that this is going to help. This literally, the camera changes everything. Camera changes everything.
A little bit. I definitely would
But
agree. Playing in front of people is a little bit more nerve wracking than just a regular old best of three
hmm
series that you
oh
get to
yeah,
just kind of do whatever. You don't have to worry about the scrutiny of people looking at you live, having the casters just telling you what you are and aren't doing wrong, especially
and
when
then
they're
Twitch
lower
chat,
elo than you.
just ripping you a new one.
Yep. For every single item build. I mean, we've seen some interesting Senna builds. Even though it was a successful build and they ended up winning,
Yes,
definitely,
that was
that's just one example there. But with that being said, let's go ahead. We're going to jump into Division 2 standings as well here for the SBS. So for Division 2, we have in first place Shrimp Gang with 11 points. Second place, X Rising Reborn with 10 points.
yeah. There you
Third
guys go.
place, We Hate Renekton with 8 points. Fourth place, Gregory Loves His Fries with 6 points. TDS Proton in fifth place with 5 points. TPO Mad Cows, also, they had a name change. They are no longer that. They are the
Oh
Daddy.
no,
TPO
TPO
Daddy
Daddy's degenerates.
Degenerates, yes, with 3 points. And then Seven Savages in last place with 1 point there. So, I mean, once again, looking at this, Daddy's Degenerates now making their way onto the scene. They have 3 points. It's the top
Yeah.
4 spots from each division that's going to be making it into playoffs here. I mean, I don't know if Mad Cows or Seven Savages over the next 2 weeks, depending, I guess, on the other matchups, they could just 0-2. If everyone on the lower side of the bracket 2-0s, the higher end of the bracket, we're definitely going to have some kind of mix up. That's for
Yes,
certain.
we are. No, we surely are. Um, the thing is here is that unfortunately, I'm gonna kind of put it out there. TDS Proton went through a complete team change.
Right.
It's it's complete change in the team.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much, if you're watching this and you're on another team and you're about to play them, I recommend you completely just check out their roster.
Yeah,
That's one. Two is that I'm very glad that TPO Mad Cows was able to 2-0. They came back. They were able to, do some work.
that is true.
Um, but to be honest, I'm a bit, con- I'm happy with these top three. I'm
Yeah,
happy with these top three. Like, these are all veteran teams. These all
yep,
know how each of these other teams play. Um, it's one of those things that I will honestly say that I hope to see TPO Daddy's Degenerates in the playoffs. I know that their coach and also their co-coaches are working tirelessly with them. So I'm hoping that TPO Mad Cows, Daddy's Degenerates, I'm going to keep saying Mad Cows, but Daddy's Degenerates, I'm hoping that they can actually, come back to fourth place.
absolutely. And for simplicity reasons, I'm just going to call them the double D's. Saying "daddy's degenerates" over and over and over again is just going to be a mouthful,
Yes.
especially when we're casting. So
Oh,
I'm going to
Jesus.
call them TPO double D's, and go from there. But yeah, no, I like the fact that We Hate Renekton has definitely come up. They were double McFeeders from our last split, as you guys know. They held true to the name. They didn't even do anything, if I'm going to be for real. I barely feel like they even tried last split. And so this split, they said, you know what? We have a brand new name. We Hate Renekton. I also hate Renekton. That is one thing that we definitely have in common here.
Started
And
playing it in the top lane.
they've shown up. They are locked
Yep.
in right now, third place. Even it would take some real effort from Gregory Loves His Fries to 2-0 the next 2 weeks, and that would mean We Hate Renekton would have to 0-2 the next 2 weeks as well in order to go
Yeah.
ahead and get everything switched around here. But I feel like they can hold on just long enough over these next 2 weeks to go ahead and stay within that third or even fourth seed place leading into playoffs. Shrimp Gang and X Rising are sitting pretty comfortably towards the top. Shrimp Gang,
I
unfortunately, we haven't even been able to stream yet. Just scheduling conflicts and things like that. But we
if
definitely hope to see them. Not this week because they have a bye week, but
it, well, um, we also might be having like a wild card join this bracket. We're not sure yet. We're just hush hush, Eh.
okay. Yep,
Um,
that's true.
but but to be honest, I'm kind of hoping to see Shrimp Gang before we hit playoffs as
Oh, we
well.
are.
I will agree with you.
Oh, we
Um,
definitely are.
we need like I know that it's a bit of scheduling conflicts and stuff like that with other teams, but once they get to a certain team, I honestly believe that we'll be able to honestly see what they can do.
Absolutely. I'm 100% looking forward to that as well. And with that being said, let's go ahead and go into the scheduling here for the SBS Division
I'm
1.
gonna love this.
Let's go ahead, get the camera. There we go. So it looks like here we have Relinquished Renegades versus Turnips Tots, Mythic Pref No Leash versus Goat, Needlessly Large Rods versus 100 Thumbs, and Insomnia Ouroboros versus Mythic sitting on wards. This is going to be for Division 1. Who are we going with, Loophole, starting from the top here, Relinquished Renegades versus Turnips Tots?
I gotta say TT. TT's gonna 2-0. I
Okay.
already know. I think their whole roster is back from vacation now, by the way. I think their
I agree.
full roster is 100% locked in and ready to rock and roll, and that is scary within itself. To, I mean, I'm terrified. I don't want to play against them. I mean, sheesh. I mean,
that,
Turnips is a beast up there. Juggernaut. Their team is stacked. Their
that's
team is
true.
unbelievably stacked.
That is true. Agreed.
Um, as for we're gonna go Pref No Leash versus Agoat. I want to give it to Pref No Leash,
Mm.
but I'm gonna say 2-1. 2-1.
Okay.
Pref
Okay.
No
Fair.
Leash.
Fair.
Needlessly Large Rod. I know that Needlessly Large Rod got 0-2'd last week, and 100 Thumbs had a 1-1 ruling. Honestly, I think 100 Thumbs can come back and make sure as long as we don't have like there's no other conflicting things going on with them. I honestly believe that we're going to see a 2-0 on the side of 100 Thumbs.
Okay.
Now, this is the game that we all are kind of holding our breath for. This is Sitting on Wards versus Insomnia Ouroboros.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be optimistic here. And Sitting
Okay.
on Wards do not disappoint me.
Okay.
Break that streak. 2-0 their asses.
Caster Curse. He already doomed you guys to fail. Just from saying that. Just from saying that. I'm sorry. It's true. Caster cursing.
No. We're not. I don't. From what I remember, if I'm looking at the schedule, I don't think they have to worry about that. Um, honestly, I want them to do it. 2-0 them. Come on. Like I
Okay.
know that I can't play the game. I know that I can't. I know for sure I can't play the game. Okay, and I can cast the game, and I know that you guys have the macro to do it. Just build on it.
Right.
Scrims. Like learn from go to Reddit, try to find another team to play against, something like that. Work on the macro. I mean
It,
that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. Like to beat Insomnia, you have to just get the macro. That's it. Alright, that's it. I'm done.
all right. No, I respect that, and yeah, good analysis as well. I'm gonna start from the bottom from that
Yeah,
anticipated matchup there, Sitting on
yeah,
Wards
go
versus
ahead.
Insomnia. I'm gonna go 2-1 Insomnia, only because Insomnia, like I said, just has not been able to be stopped the entirety of the split at all. And Sitting on Wards might be the best chance for that to happen. It could be a 2-1 in Sitting on Wards' favor, but I'm leaning towards Insomnia just based off the previous weeks as well. They have now a much harder lineup coming into the final weeks of this split, so they are gonna have to put the metal to the pedal there, and definitely just keep on going as hard as they can because these next few weeks are not going to be easy for them. But I am going to go 2-1 over Sitting on Wards. Needlessly Large
Alright.
Rods versus 100 Thumbs. I'm going to go with 100 Thumbs. Genuinely honest.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to 2-0 Needlessly Large Rods. I've said this 1,000 times. I will say it 1,000 times more. WL Viator is quite the ADC. He definitely is.
Yeah,
And
no, he is.
he did a fantastic job in week number, in the first game there against Pref No Leash last week. And, with everything said and done, I feel like they could have 2-0'd last week. But once again, a little hiccups there. We had the ruling 1-1. But I definitely am going to go with 100 Thumbs, 2-0s, Needlessly Large Rod. For Pref No Leash versus Goat, I'm going to go with 2-1 Pref No Leash over Goat. Only because Goat really has been a little bit lackluster throughout these last couple of weeks. I definitely think that they can do it, but I don't know. They have not been able to find that synergistic playstyle that we definitely have seen come from Pref No Leash,
Just
and
put
other
that full
teams.
circle. They just gotta
Yeah,
put that full circle.
Exactly. Yeah, they're about 80% there. They just have to
Yeah,
finalize it.
yeah.
And last but not least, Relinquish Renegades versus Turnip Tots. I'm a huge Relinquish Renegades fan. I have been since last split, but man, they have been disappointing me this past split. I'm not gonna lie. And
You're
Turnips
they're
Tots,
they're breaking your heart, my
they
boy. They're
are
breaking.
they are they are breaking my heart like hardcore. And Turnips Tots, they they have just been phenomenal. One of those
Hmm.
other teams that have just been like absolutely phenomenal. I think the only team that's actually like beat them was Insomnia Ouroboros in the beginning parts of the split. But ever since then, they have buckled down. They have done exactly what they needed to, and they are very securely in their second place spot here within Division One. So I'm gonna go with 2-1 Turnip Tots over Relinquish Renegades.
Okay,
So
you're giving them at least one game to.
absolutely.
Okay, all right. I'm with it. I'm with
Absolutely,
it.
yeah, yeah. I like to have the game threes. You know what I mean? I wanna be able to cast. I want to be able to see everything for as long as possible. That it's just that selfish caster part of me.
Yeah.
Um, but with that being said, we are gonna go and hop right into the next division, Division Two of the SBS, and we'll go ahead and put down our spicy predictions for there as well. And let's go ahead. Here we are. And with that being said, we have Seven Savages versus Gregory Loves His Fries. TDS Proton versus We Hate Renington. Shrimp Gang gets a bye week this week. And then TPO's Daddy's Degenerates versus
Right.
X Rising Reborn. So we'll start from the top. Seven Savages versus Gregory Loves His Fries. Loople,
I
what do you
think I
think?
think we I think we touched briefly on this when we were going over the standings. I honestly want to give it to. I want to give it to Gregory Loves His Fries, but I also haven't seen much of Seven Savages.
Right.
So I'm gonna say this is kind of ballsy here, but I'm gonna say 2-1 Seven Savages.
Okay.
We might
Okay.
see something. We might see something here. I know that I know that I've briefly heard from my old friends at X Rising that they're not a team to um, you know uh, to be
Count out.
underestimated. Yeah,
Yeah.
to be underestimated.
Okay.
But it's but I want to give it to Seven Savages. I want to give them some hope. Hope, a new hope.
Understandable. Just don't give them false hope.
No, never, never. Don't do that to yourselves. Don't ever do that to yourselves. Um, TDS Proton versus We Hate Renekton. I don't know. I feel like TDS Proton can, with this new roster, I honestly believe that they are new and improved, and some of the old teammates are still there, but
Hmm.
some of the new ones look pretty spicy. So I'm gonna say again, 2-1 We Hate Renekton. I won't take it away from We Hate Renekton because they were able to do some damage.
Right.
Uh oh, your camera just fritzed
Oh,
out.
oh, mine fritzed out. Am I still
Yeah,
here? Hello?
it did the Moon Knight thing.
Well, am I still on stream? I'm really
Uh,
rocking it.
Okay, you're good. You're
I can
good.
still
You're good.
see. All right, bet.
All right, cool. Um, but that being said, I will also say for the last one, for the last one, DD versus
Yep.
X Rising. I'm sorry. I know I can't. I keep saying I can't be biased. I keep saying I cannot be biased,
And we know
but
that's a lie.
I
We know that's a
2-0 X
lie.
Rising. 2-0 X
Ah,
Rising. 2-0
okay.
X Rising. Because I don't know,
Understandable.
like White has been different. Like White Feather and then Mustard Cat with the roams. Mustard has
True.
been throwing some new supports in there. Um, Cappy's been learning his macro plays a lot more. I'm not gonna take away from Dr. Bovine Basha the way
Right.
he is. I love his name. Yes, it is biased, Loki. I already know. Uh, um, but yeah, no, you gotta get the reverse, Brovine. Okay, but we are going to. I'm literally gonna say 2-0 X Rising because Tenchi Touch is in his now comfortable position as well. But Loki and their coach have been lighting a fire under their asses. So
Absolutely. No, you're not wrong. And it's just the closer that we get to the end, the more that these teams are really going to focus. Even if you're in
yeah,
last place and you have no chance of making the playoffs, you still want to at least be like I'm not getting O2'd in the final weeks. That's just not happening. But going over my predictions here: Seven Savages versus Gregory Loves His Fries. I'm gonna go with Gregory Loves His Fries just for
Yeah,
purely a leaderboard standpoint. You know, they're in
yeah.
fourth place. I think that they have more to lose, of course, than Seven Savages. Like they're trying to lock in that fourth seed. They need it more than Seven Savages needs even one win. So Gregory is really going to be on their A game. I think they're going to 2-0 Seven Savages. We Hate Renington versus TDS Proton. Once again, We Hate Renington's in that finicky spot. Like they're like, we're in third place. We're not in third place by a lot. We could be the second seed though, because we don't want to verse the first seed of Division One. That's for
Uh-uh.
certain, which is what fourth place is going to verse. So I don't know if going against Turnip Tots is really the best way either. So they're wanting to try to lock in that second seed probably more than anything. Shrimp Gang this week, obviously, they're going to go ahead and win. They have bye week. And then last but not least, Daddy's Degenerates versus X Rising Esports Reborn.
Come on,
All right, so you went the
come on.
2-0 for X Rising. I'm going to go 2-1 double D's for TPO, actually. So we're going to get a game three.
So you said no game three. So you're saying new
No,
game
we are
three, or yes?
getting
We are getting
absolutely
a game
game
three.
three.
Okay.
100% game three. It's going to go TPO, Daddy's Degenerates, in my opinion, 2-1 over X Rising. Only because it's like new name, new logo, new phone, who dis? Like they're just
I
gonna
mean,
show up
but
like the
that's
weeks
their
never even happened.
but that's their coach. It's like that's like curse. That's like utter curse. Why you gonna put your name like that? Like for real.
Turnips tots, that's turnips. And right as soon as turnips hop back into roster, everything changed for turnips tots. Everything.
Okay, all right. That's fair. But Turnips plays the game. The coach doesn't.
That
Kidding.
well, I guess that's true, but he's there in spirit, so maybe that's just enough. Like it's just like, all right, give me your energy, kind of situation, you know. But
Give me all your energy.
that is that is my predictions here
Okay.
for this as well. Let's gonna go ahead. We're gonna bring it back to our lovely faces, and we're gonna go
I
into the schedule for this week actually. And
Yes.
thank you to Loophole and Magic for helping me. I got the schedule all lined up. We just had to see based off of who and who has not been streamed already, trying to make it
Yes.
the most even and fair. So Thursday, we're going to go with Relinquish Renegades versus Turnips Tots game. That is going to be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's going to be our Stride Breaker series. That's
Yep.
our lower elo. We're going to go with on Friday, Play Void Bunnies versus Glacial Carnage. That's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's going to be our Dream Shatter series. So one of the final games for the regular season for Dream Shatter.
Mm.
Saturday, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. Seven Savages versus Gregory Loves His Fries. So that really anticipated matchup here. It's just like,
Yeah.
okay, let's see if Gregory is going to go ahead and, solidify their fourth place, maybe even move up to third, who knows? Or Seven Savages can go ahead and maybe muck it up a little bit before we get into these last 2 weeks of the normal season. And
Right.
then last but not least, we have here for Sunday, this is the last game for our Dream Shatter Series regular season, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, F8 versus Mine Goblins. And
There's that game, that wild card game right there.
that one's going to be the most anticipated out of any of these. This is the most exciting one that I'm looking forward to watching personally, because if F8 2-0s, they just threw the whole thing out of whack in that division. The whole Division 2 playing the last 5 weeks. F8 comes out in the last 2 weeks and boom, all of a sudden they can take it.
Have,
That's insane.
haven't you ever heard the saying? Step 1, make the plan. Step 2,
Yeah.
try to execute the plan. Step 3, throw the plan straight out the window and try to make a new plan on the fly.
That's true. That is true. And I'm very much looking forward to it. I hope they have a plan. Show up, fuck shit up, leave. Like that's what their whole goal is for this entire split, and I hope that they're able to do it. And yes, I'm pretty sure Loophole was calling that a challenge, by the way.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
So
Okay, do it, do it. You know, do it. Just kidding.
yeah, he really
Just
wants you to.
just so we thought. So really quick, I just to make sure everybody's not thinking that we're just saying this stuff. Top three for DSS are moving on only. I'm just gonna repeat myself one more time. Top three from each division are moving on only. Those are the only three that are going to move on. So if
Correct.
there's a fourth one or a fifth one in those two divisions, they are not gonna make it, unfortunately,
Absolutely.
sadly. But thank you so much for trying. But for SBS, as I said, 2 weeks after this week, those are the top four of SBS are moving on. So this is a shout out to all the teams out there in SBS and also to DSS. We wish you the best of luck. These predictions, we're not trying to poke fun. We're not trying to put you down or anything like that.
No, we
This
always poke fun.
No, no, no. Yeah, this is just straight fun. This is to make sure that um we want people to know that we are rooting for them, but also some other people that are not in the Twitch that are not like Riley and I are not physically vocalizing it. There are
Oh,
people shouting out for you.
yeah,
Just
a hundred
know
percent,
this.
a
All right.
hundred percent. You guys got a lot of fans. Tons of people show up all the time. At least 30 people a week are tuning into these games. So like that's really cool. We wouldn't be here without you guys and the constant support. Whether it's scouting purposes, whether they're actual fans, or whether it's just some random passerby. Definitely appreciate every single person that tunes in. A lot of these games you're going to be seeing these faces here. Loople, I think, is going to be here almost every single one for this week, if not every single one for this week.
Oh yeah, I
Uh, you
need to
know,
put that down.
and Magic Man, Juggernaut. We have myself. We have Wookie if he's available. We have tons of talent that is going to be showing up for this week. And then leading into the playoffs next week when we have these best of fives, it's going to be even more intense here. For the semis and the finals, not the regular first tier of playoffs, but
We
semis and finals will have the best of
we
five.
even might
So
try to get a TriCast going every once in a while.
absolutely we
So
will.
just keep your eyes and ears open because you'll get a notification on your phone, you get a notification on email. We're going live, all that stuff. Join the Discord. There you go.
Absolutely. Yeah, join the Discord. We have a link down below. If you guys are having any problems with the link, go ahead, let us know. Reach out on Twitch. Reach out. I can't say through Discord because you have problems with the link, but we have Instagram. We have Twitter as well. Lots of things that you guys have to reach out to us to let us know things. So, with all that being said, though, I mean, I feel like
Oh,
week 5 is going to be an amazing time. Oh yeah, what's up?
can I plug one last thing? Sorry,
Absolutely. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna be a total freaking shout out kind of person. Um, just if you are having a hard time as a team, if you scroll down a bit from our Twitch, from our smiling, lovely faces, there is a link right there called Procoms.
Mm.
And Procoms would help you
What do they?
out.
What do they do? I've never heard of them before.
Don't make me look at the script.
I don't know. I've never
uh,
heard of this pro comps.
so Procoms basically helps you give you live insight and suggestions the whole time that you're drafting. So basically, it gives you champion suggestions, useful warnings, gives you counters, synergies, tier lists, patch updates, comp suggestions, and so much more. Like I know I'm plugging a lot here, but it really helps. I mean, we've shown it on stream a couple times now,
Mm,
and it literally has shown that, hey, guess what? This team's doing this team's doing this. Play
right.
around your strengths, play around your weaknesses. You want to make sure that you have the advantage here. You want to make sure you have the advantage there. You want to play around this person. You want to play around that person. It also shows you exactly who you should be picking into this kind of scenario.
Absolutely.
Like, it's just, if you guys are having a hard time, it's not a bad thing to get a little bit of help as you guys are keep drafting. It's not.
Facts.
Nobody is going to say this person's hacking. They're DDoSing me. No.
Not only that, we're not guaranteeing that you'll move up to plat, but we're not saying that you won't move up to plat using this as well.
Yes.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yes,
But
thank
that's it.
you.
That's all my plugs. I'm sorry.
No, no, you're fine. Thank you, Loople. Much appreciated. And yes, once again, huge shout out to everybody who tunes in to the rewinds, who tunes into the games daily. We definitely appreciate you. We love you for doing so. Your constant support is always much needed. With these last few weeks, while we are breaking down the summer split here, we definitely need your support more than ever. So tune into these games this week. Inside the Discord, we'll go ahead and make an announcement for this week's upcoming streamed games. So if you missed it here, you can watch the VOD. Tune into the Discord. We'll make an announcement, so don't worry. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and end tonight's Mythic Rewind. Week number 4 concluded. Week number 5 just starting here on Thursday. It is your boy Ryline. Once again, joining me today, Loople. And we will see you in just a couple of days here. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you in a little bit.
Have a good night.